everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome to July's entry for SlimKirby Central, the series where I give general updates about things that are going on with me and my channel and my stream channel, and various other mediums where I post content and stuff of that nature. Let's go ahead and get started. This video is coming out a little late, but I still wanted to make an actual update this time, since I did the miniature update last month. So, let's get to it. As usual, first thing we're going to talk about is the YouTube scene, the scene where I am most prevalent and most active, I guess you could say. For the last month, I finished 3 projects, one of them which I started in the last month. I finished up Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I started and finished Pokemon Snap. All of these projects went pretty well for different reasons, and I had fun with them. But as for the rest of July, I'm going to be focusing on only one project, and that project is Super Mario Galaxy. The reason why I'm doing this is because in August I want to start the NES Marathon. I've kind of been alluding to this all year, talking about, you know, there's a lot of NES games I haven't done on my channel. NES games are pretty short in length. I figured I'd take a month where I just kind of knock out a few from some of the series I've worked on before. And I feel like kind of that would be a good idea to take care of some of those games that I haven't gotten to yet. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing in August, and because Galaxy will be ending around video 29, video 30, it depends on the extra videos, that's pretty much what's going to last for the rest of the month. After adding up all of the videos, it'll pretty much end on the last day of July, if my predictions are correct anyway. Which means that in August we can start officially with the NES Marathon. I can do that for about a month, and once that's over I can get back to doing some of the other games that I have planned. Now, as for the NES Marathon, I'm just going to give you kind of the basic rundown of what's going to be happening. I'll probably be talking about this a little bit more on the first day of the NES Marathon, where I'll have a video kind of explaining that and everything of that nature. But basically, I'm going to be playing through a series of NES games. Each game will be covered at a time. So, on the first day, I'll start covering a game. I will do daily uploads of that game until I finish it, after which the next day I will start the next game that I'm going to be doing. I have about 4 or 5 games planned for this marathon. Some of the games are pretty short. There are some games that might be a bit longer, but I estimate that they should all last till the end of the month. I don't think there will be any that will go on too long. If they do, it'll probably be like 1, 2, or 3 days into September, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. If it happens, it happens. And there could even be a case where I finish earlier than I think I will. And if that's the case, I may do another NES game, or I might start the next project early. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't really know. I haven't done any of the filming for all the NES games yet, so I'll have a better idea of what's going to be going on with that probably during the next SlimKirby Central update, which will be in the middle of August, when I'm kind of smack dab right in the middle of the marathon. But yeah, the rest of July is pretty much just going to be Super Mario Galaxy. So if you have been enjoying that project, well, you will have daily uploads for that, so you can celebrate and have a good time with all the Galaxy videos. I did really enjoy doing Galaxy. Like I've said before, it's definitely my favorite Wii game of all time. So it's been a good run. I've really been enjoying going through that game again. It's definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, that's pretty much That's pretty much what's going to be happening for the rest of July. August will be the NES Marathon, and as for September, the only thing I'm really going to set in stone is that the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time will start in September. So the first project I do after the NES Marathon, or the first project I start, will be the Ocarina of Time project. So I'll be starting to work on that. And that'll be the last major project that I want to start and finish this year. Of course, I'll have a lot of other projects going on as well. But that is definitely the big one that I really want to emphasize, because a lot of people have been asking me especially since I did Majora's Mask like 5 years ago, probably even longer than that, when I'm going to do Ocarina of Time, because I did Majora's Mask and I didn't even do Ocarina of Time. Well, do not worry, Ocarina of Time is coming. It's coming in about a month and a half, so it'll definitely be here before you know it, actually. It's kind of weird, because I remember announcing this project back at the end of last year, but at the same time, I had plans to do Ocarina of Time late this year, so it's really not a surprise, but, you know, like, just the fact that I knew this was going to be an end-of-year project, and it's actually getting to the end of the year, that's kind of what's mystifying me about this, because, oh my god, this year is, like, almost over. We're getting ready to go into month 8 of a 12-month year, and that's just kind of insane. This year's almost, like, 2/3 over, and that's just insane. So yeah, that's definitely what you can expect. As for some other projects, I'm thinking about my next weekend project, which is probably, also, it's going to happen in, like, September, or maybe even October. The main thing is, I do want to start working, or start thinking about working on Mario Kart DS and Mario Party DS. The only problem is, I don't have my 3DS capture card yet. However, the capture card is coming. Do not worry. It's taken a long time because it's supposed to take a long time. I even talked to the people I purchased it, the business I bought it from, and they said that every order takes about 4 months to be completed. And that's because they're a company that kind of, they don't get a lot of the stuff handed to them. They have to kind of order the products, then work on the products, then send the products back out. And it's not as simple as just, like, connecting a device to your 3DS. You have to actually, like, open up the 3DS and mod it and put some stuff inside of it, too. So it's not as simple as just a hookup. You actually have to work on the unit that the capture card will be installed into. So it's a very long process. I'm sure they have a huge, huge back order and waiting list, so I'm not going to complain. I might send another email if it's not here by October, but I have a lot of confidence that it's going to come in September, because a lot of my friends have also ordered through that same service, and they've definitely mentioned that it's a good service, so they are very, very reliable. It just takes a long time for the system to actually get there, and 4 months is the usual waiting time for that, so I'm not worried. None of you guys should be worried, and if there is an issue, I am going to take care of it, because, like I've said numerous times, it's thanks to your guys' donations that I was able to purchase this in the first place, and I'm not going to let that go to waste. I'm definitely not. So, we'll see what happens. But, I do want to plan for either Mario Kart DS or Mario Party DS as soon as I get that device working and everything. So, do not worry, I definitely have some ideas for down the road, and there are some other ideas that I don't really feel like sharing with you guys yet, but regardless, it's a work in progress, and I'm looking forward to the future. As for any other updates, some of you guys have been wondering about the Mario Party Marathon videos that I've been posting periodically. Since I will be uploading Super Mario Galaxy daily from now on, and since I will be doing the NES Marathon daily, do not worry. Whenever I upload a Mario Party Marathon video, it's going to be alongside the daily update for that day. So I'll be essentially uploading 2 videos. I'll be uploading the upload for that day, and then I'll also be uploading a Mario Party video probably later on in the evening. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in regards to that. So I know that recently I've only been posting like the marathon videos and nothing else on those specific days, but that will probably change, because since I am kind of on a deadline to get Galaxy done, and since I do want to kind of get the NES Marathon moving in August as well. So that's essentially what I'm going to be doing for that. But I don't think don't think there's anything else I need to really talk about. If there is, I'll mention it in next month's update in August. So let's go ahead and move on to something different, because I've been talking for almost 10 minutes about YouTube stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, now that I've calmed down, taken a drink of water, and just slow down and relax, because that last section I was talking for like 10 minutes non-stop. Let's move on to something else. Next I'm going to be talking about my Twitch streaming. I don't really have a lot to report on, mainly because I haven't really been doing a lot of Twitch streaming as of late. Not as much as I'd like to, anyway. I've been doing my usual Sunday night, or not Sunday, my usual Saturday night streaming. See, I haven't done it so much I forget the day where I actually stream. But yeah, I've been doing my usual Saturday night grinding stream, but that's really about it. I haven't been hosting very many other stream events lately. It's not that I really have lost interest or anything like that, it's just that there's been a lot of stuff going on, and my evenings now are a little more busy than they have been in the past, and if you take away some of those other evenings, I don't really have many other evenings to actually do my streaming, so that has been kind of posing a bit of a problem to the streaming world, but I wouldn't say it's something to really get that concerned with. It's just the way it is. I should only be streaming for fun anyway. I shouldn't have to stream on a regular scheduled basis. I only do it Saturday nights really because that's the one day where I can kind of get everything done and then just have the entire night free. While usually on other nights I'm not going to have that guarantee usually, so that's just the way it is. I don't really have much to say beyond that. As for my Retro Achievement progress, at this point I am 16th on the Retro Achievement site. I'm trying to get back to the top 15, which I am really close to. I just have to pass one person and I'm there, and it seems like that person hasn't been making a lot of progress lately, so the spot is personally mine for the taking. It's just, again, I haven't really been able to focus on Retro Achievements as much as I would like to. But it's definitely been fun. I've been kind of talking with a lot of people from the community, made some new friends, some good friends, and currently I'm working through Super Mario RPG Armageddon, a really devilish and hard Super Mario RPG hack, which for some reason they gave Retro Achievements to. It's an interesting concept, and it's been a hellish adventure to go through. But I'm really surprised at all the progress I've made. Like, there's some things that I've done in this game that I never thought I would be able to do, and I think that's just incredible. So I've been working on that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing after that. A lot of people are asking for Digimon World 1. There's a lot of things I want to do that I'm not completely sure about yet. I don't know. I'm kind of once again in that phase with my streaming where I'm like, you know, do I want to try something new? Do I want to keep doing my old thing? Do I potentially want to go back to older games that I've played before on my channel and maybe do a stream playthrough of them? I don't know. I really don't know. There's a lot of ideas in my head, and it's really kind of hard to test them all out and just kind of get them all on paper and work on them. I don't know. It's been a lot harder than I've thought it would be, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's essentially all I have to say about my streaming. As usual, I stream every Saturday night, so definitely come on by. Twitch link is in the video description, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So let's move on to the next topic. Okay, here we go with the PuddlePlainsHD update. Are there any updates? Oh my god, there are actually updates I can talk about this time around. Which is so freaking weird because I feel like for an entire year I've talked about how there's nothing going on Puddle Plains and how there is meaning to be stuff going on Puddle Plains, but it just hasn't been happening. But recently, praisedscooter, TennisBubba13, and I did a project on Kirby's Dream Land 3. It is still being uploaded every week. Each upload goes up during the middle of the week, usually on Wednesday. If not, it comes up the next day or on Friday in the worst case scenario. But regardless, we've been uploading videos for that. Kirby's Dream Land 3 is a game that I'm no stranger to. I've done it twice on my YouTube channel. My first playthrough being a very mediocre blind playthrough of the game, and my second playthrough being a better playthrough, but still maybe not the greatest playthrough. But yeah, it's interesting to actually go through that game as a viewer as opposed to the person playing the game. If anything, it actually gave me some new perspectives on the game, if anything. But yeah, that's going on Puddle Plains. If you want to take a look at that, go ahead and go to the PuddlePlainsHD channel. The link is in the description. We are trying to get our act together and get some other projects moving. Like I said before, Ilu Weaver and I created a project while I was at her place for MomoCon back in May. So hopefully we'll get some videos uploaded on the Puddle Plains channel for that as well. And I don't know, we might have some other things up our sleeves that we don't really feel like revealing yet. So try to stick with us. I know that it's not really been a lot of content on that front. But again, I do a lot of streaming with the community, Puddles TV, which is just our name for our little streaming community that I do with OdinSpac33, Shadow Mario XLI, and a few other people whenever they have the chance to stream anyway. So definitely check all of those people out because we're a fun-loving group of weirdos, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about Puddle Plains. We got stuff going, maybe at a slightly slower pace, but we do got some stuff going on, so that's at least better than what we've been updating you guys with over the past year. Okay, it is time for the Star Warrior Shoutout of the month. This shoutout goes to my friend Eric, but not the Eric you guys are thinking of. I already gave a shout out to Shadow Mario XLI 2 months ago. I'm talking about my other friend Eric, also known as Snack Attack 8 on YouTube. He is a good friend of mine. He makes YouTube Let's Plays much like I do. Currently he's working on a playthrough of Final Fantasy IX. It is a blind playthrough. He does a lot of blind playthroughs of PS1 games on his channel. He did a Spyro the Dragon one and a Final Fantasy VII one, which I actually watched the Final Fantasy VII one and I really, really enjoyed it. It was kind of cool to actually watch a playthrough from, you know, a perspective of someone who has never played the game after playing the game so many times myself. It was kind of a unique experience, and I definitely encourage you to check the guy out because he's very insightful, he's fun to watch, and you know, he's a good friend of mine, and it would mean a lot to, you know, give him a check out because he's a very funny and quirky guy for sure. He and I are kind of jokesters towards each other. We kind of tease each other. We kind of make jokes on the other's behalf, and it's just a lot of fun. He's a great guy. He actually raised some money for charity last month for an organization called Easter Seals. He did a all-day Kirby marathon where he basically played Kirby games all day, and he raised money for his little group. He had like kind of a team he was working with to raise money for this organization, and he was helping out the organization by doing an all-day stream. And he raised a lot of money for Easter Seals, which was the organization he was he was playing for, and it was a good stream. Everyone had a good time. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, he's just a really solid guy. He actually guest commentated during my Plants vs. Zombies playthrough that I did last year, and I appreciate him being on board for that as well. So yeah, his link is in the video description if you want to check him out. He's a goofball though. He is a huge goofball, but at the same time, I love him for being a goofball. He's a great guy. So yeah, that's my shout out of the month. Let's get ready to close this video out. Okay, so for my conclusion, I usually have some kind of like inspirational message or some kind of words of wisdom to give you guys. I'm not necessarily going to do that this time. I don't really have any words of inspiration to give you aside from the usual words of encouragement and words of wisdom I give you guys. So I'm just going to kind of talk about things that have been going on with me. July has honestly been a very, very busy month for me. I honestly thought, like, it seems like whenever something happens, I'm like, okay, this is the last thing I need to worry about before I'm, like, home free for a couple of months. For a while, MomoCon was actually that thing. But then I had my all-day stream in June, which that took up quite a bit of planning and time. Then there was a whole bunch of stuff in July. I had family over for an extended period of time. We had our town's village fair. Pokemon Go came out, and I got really obsessed with that the first week it was out. I got so obsessed with Pokemon Go that I almost dehydrated myself going out to look for Pokemon when it was like 90-degree weather, almost 100 degrees, and I was out there for almost 2 hours. I just came walking home, and I could like barely like move. I was limping almost. And when I got inside, like I almost just like fainted and collapsed because I was just so dehydrated, and it actually caused me to be sick for a day or two. I am taking better care of myself. Whenever I go out, I have a bottle of water with me. If it's really hot, I try not to stay out too long. I have kind of quick routes I can use to come home, and I have like little safety measures that I can use. Like there's always like, you know, little places where I can stop and maybe purchase a drink if I really need it, or, you know, just kind of a place I can go in and kind of cool off for a little bit before I continue the journey home. But I've really been enjoying Pokemon Go. I did upload a log video over my first week of the game. A lot of you guys really wanted me to upload more of those log videos, and I really want to do that. The only problem is the one big day where I actually got to go out and do that was the day I unintentionally dehydrated myself. I haven't actually used the app as much as I would like to, aside from that one day. So I haven't really caught anything new or done anything of major importance, and I'm also having some issues with my phone. There was kind of a background process that happened one day which pretty much used half of my data on my phone, and because of that, it's only been like 1 week since like my data reset for the month, and half of my data is already gone, so I need to kind of manage that a little better and probably not go out as much and play Pokemon Go as much. Thankfully, Pokemon Go doesn't use a whole lot of data. It uses very minimal data actually, but still, data can add up, and like I said, it's only been like 1 week since I've got the data restored, so yeah, I need to manage that a little bit better for the next few weeks. I may not be able to go out and stay out as long as I would want to. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to really talk about. Like I said before, I'm planning out the NES Marathon right now. Hopefully once I have a better handle on that, I can maybe open up some more streaming time for you guys. Maybe I can stream some more games. I've kind of tried to get back into using Backloggery so I can keep track of games I need to finish. I still have that huge pile of games that I need to play that I've bought from MagFest, MomoCon, and just other game-chasing adventures that I've done over the last several months. And I still have, you know, backlog games for even longer than that, so I'd like to kind of make a dent in those and kind of get working on that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about for this month. I hope you guys are having a good summer. I know the summer's kind of coming to an end for a lot of people. Try to get out there and enjoy that sun while it lasts if you're into that. And if you are into that but you don't want to stay out too long like I did playing Pokemon Go, just be very wary and make sure you always are prepared for the heat, because the heat can be a really, really cruel mistress, and you need to just be very careful, be warned, because sometimes you can get easily carried away, so just be careful. I guess those are my words of wisdom, if I had to give you guys any words of wisdom, so I guess just take that into consideration, and yeah, try to enjoy what's left of your summer, especially if you're in school and you have to start back on that grind again in a month. But yeah, that's all I'm going to really say about this, so thank you everybody for listening to this video. I will see you guys next month in the middle of the NES Marathon. I hope you guys enjoy all the content I put on YouTube, Twitch, any of the other mediums I use. As usual, follow my Twitter for a lot of day-to-day information on things I'm doing and other little hijinks that I get involved with. For example, the other night, me and the folks from PuddlePlainsHD actually tried to get a trending on the Twitter timeline, kind of a replace the name of a video game using like one word with Doug, the Nickelodeon character. And it was a lot of fun doing that. It actually did appear in the trend list, but I think it was kind of like the friend twins, not like the official trend list of like all of Twitter, because you usually have to have like thousands and thousands and thousands of likes to actually get that on there. But it was still fun. So sometimes you'll see little things like that between me and the members of Puddle Plains. And of course, I always talk about Pokemon Go and newest things I've done on that, and of course give you further insight to my videos and other things I'm working on. So definitely follow that if you haven't yet. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you for listening. I know I've already said that, but let's just end it here. This has been SlimKirby. I'll see you guys next time. Later, folks.